Hi, my name is Izzy Rios, and my presentation is on Ruism and the State, an analysis of Ruism in China after 1949. Ruism's decline in modern China. To summarize some key background information, the Qing dynasty ended in 1911 after internal social, political, and economic turmoil. This ended imperial China, which relied on dynastic rule. After the Qing dynasty ended, the Republic of China was established in 1912. Sun Yat-sen was the first president of the Republic. It's interesting to note that Sun Yat-sen's primary inspiration for the Republic of China was to continue and develop ancient Chinese doctrines from Confucius. However, Sun Yat-sen ultimately died during the formative years of the Chinese Republic. After his death, Chiang Kai-shek, the leader of the Kuomintang Party, also known as the Chinese Nationalists, grew spiteful and distrusting of the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Civil War broke out in 1927 between the Chinese Nationalists and the Chinese Communist Party. In 1949, Mao and the Chinese Communist Party beat the Chinese Nationalists and seized power in China. Ruism's decline increased dramatically after the CCP obtained power. Mao Zedong quickly made Confucius and Ruism a target of the CCP. Mao stated, "The struggle between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie in political ideology is a long, complicated, and sometimes an acute struggle. We should continue to criticize the worship of Confucianism." Mao believed that Confucius and Ruism directly contradicted his own philosophies. Further, Mao believed that to obtain complete power and to bring about communism in its various stages to China, philosophies that were considered contradictory must be dismantled and eliminated. Mao believes the class struggle is necessary. To bring about true communism, there must exist struggle, violence, and pain. One class must be victorious over all other classes. The class that must be victorious is the proletariat and peasant class. The proletariat and peasant class thus must destroy bureaucrats and capitalists. Due to this, Mao launched his anti-Confucian campaign as part of the Cultural Revolution. The Cultural Revolution was a movement that sought to purge all traditional elements within Chinese society and capitalism to make way for communism. Mao's insistence of a violent class struggle was amplified by his views of the Soviet Union. Mao believed that the Soviet Union was unable to accomplish true Marxist communism due to their inability to completely purge other classes. Therefore, a violent class struggle was at the top of Mao's priorities. The Ruist virtue that conflicted most with Mao's philosophies is the Ru virtue of Ren. Ren is translated as benevolence or humaneness. It is the virtue which all other Ru virtues spring from. Ren dictates morality, and embodying Ren means to act with complete goodness to all other humans. For example, the Junzi, translated to mean gentleman, is someone who embodies all the virtues of Ren. Junzi and sages are the role models in society. Further, Ren creates unity. If all humans act following Confucius's golden rule, which is, do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself, then society will be unified. Thus, Ren is the foundation of all human relationships. Education on Ren is started from the beginning of a child's life and doesn't finish. Ren is continuously something that one cultivates in oneself. It teaches how family should treat others and how the community should treat one another. Lastly, Ren can be seen as a representation of harmony. If society follows the virtue of Ren, then society will be harmonious. Advocacy of Ren is therefore absolutely crucial in the Ruist tradition. Mao specifically isolated the virtue of Ren and made Ren his primary target. This is because all that Ren means, benevolence, humanness, harmony, directly contradicts with his philosophies that I previously stated. By the late 1950s, Mao warned that although progress, in his eyes, had been made, the class struggle is not over, and thus the need to reject unity and harmony in society must continue, and it must continue in a violent nature, which means the elimination of classes of people. So Mao rejected Ren because he believed that reactionaries deserve to be combated with violence. He also believed that the class struggle is inherently unharmonious and that the elimination of all societal classes except for the proletariat is necessary. So the Cultural Revolution and anti-Confucian campaign were incredibly violent. Mao sought to erase Ruist values, especially Ren, so as to purge the minds of Chinese citizens all other philosophies that contradicted from his own. Mao banned Ruist works, and he ordered the Red Guards to burn Confucian texts. And the Red Guards ultimately destroyed Confucius's temple in his hometown. However, after Mao's death, following reform in China, especially the open door policy, this signaled an end of complete dictatorship. Ruism began to resurge, first in academics and then as a social practice. While Ruism has taken on different forms in modern society, its resurgence proves the importance of morality and the virtue of Ren, and how some philosophies can stand the test of time and stand the test of power struggles because of how integral they are to humanity.